Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking with Unity. I'm your host, Max Moreau. With me is my co-host, Philip Wilson and Jeffrey Hawthorne. How are you guys doing?
Good. Capture.
All right.
I'm doing well.
All right.
Unfortunately, have to duck out early today, but doing well.
So he's going to be escaping halfway through the episode, so when it gets really quiet in here and everything stops working, that's the reason. So,
or when it gets really quiet and everything starts working.
That's also a possibility, but not based on history. So, what
not
are
based
we doing?
upon history.
We're going to switch to the main screen, and we're going to go over
Why was
here.
that
It's
funny?
you.
Historically, he's saying that you get everything to work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
So, last episode, we have our infinite scrolling level, which is actually kind of just a boss fight right now. And why is this layout different than it should be? Hold on. We saved it, right? 2D shooter vertical. Go! All right. So, and I don't want to maximize on play. Let's keep everything just running. So, we've got this is our infinite level where it just spawns enemies, and then they spawn power-ups, and then you get more power-ups, and... Does it keep spawning enemies, or is it just one right now? I think it just does one now.
Oh,
it's really lame. But anyway, we started working on a designed level, which is designed to actually be where we set up things in the level space and then continue to... Why do we have that blue laser? Let's get rid of that. There's no reason to have this slow-moving projectile that just kind of hangs out there at the start. So what we've done here on this level is we've changed it so instead of staying still, we actually move forward through the scene. And I believe we set it up so that there's enemies at certain places. So if we go to gameplay area... No. Enemy spawner. So that was our enemy spawner. And did we make it so that they activate themselves or something?
I think they do when they get into a certain in a collision.
I'm not sure if they actually do that yet.
I thought they did, but
Maybe
I could
they
be wrong.
Maybe they do. So let's see. Enemy wave. Here we go. Okay, so enemy wave is the thing that these actually do it. So enable all scripts on trigger. So what this does is just it grabs every script on there and enables it. This allows us, the reason that we do that as opposed to just enabling or disabling the object itself is because if the object itself is not enabled, you won't get a collision and you won't get any update information and stuff. So basically we keep this enabled, but we turn off all the scripts that we aren't using at first. So in this case, it's spawn wave. And as soon as we come within range, it'll actually spawn them. I'm going to get rid of this old enemy spawner here because we don't really need it in the scene. I'm going to go ahead and save scene, save project. We're going to hit play, and so we're going to see how this works. So enemy wave is up here, and it's going to collide with our gameplay volume, and then it's going to start spawning the enemies. And then when we destroy the enemies, they're dead, and wow, it actually got rid of gameplay wave as well when they all died.
It's pretty
That's
cool.
exciting. So what is that script? Let's actually look at our script. So spawn wave.
Apparently, I made CAPTCHA into a meme. I'm cooking with Unity.
Evidently. So what we have here is when they spawn, it lowers the enemy count, and then it continues to do that stuff. And then if we... So when the power-up is generated, so if it has no children left, it generates the power-up. If it has no children left, it hasn't generated the power-up. This isn't checking something. Oh, if enemy count is 0. There we go. So if there's no enemies left to spawn, and we kill all the enemies, and we haven't given ourselves a power-up, it generates a power-up, it instantiates the power-up, and it destroys itself. So that's the reason it cleans itself up off of the map there.
Which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is actually pretty well set up already so that we can create these waves of enemies so far. So if we wanted to, we could have like one coming on kind of the left here. We can do kind of the traditional shooter startup here. So we'll do, let's see, -5 sounds like a good negative value. And let's put this at an even 20. Let's put this at... Wait, why is the Z at anything?
That is a very good question.
Because I think it should be 0. Let's make it 0. I'm surprised it all works.
I think our gameplay area isn't the activation.
Oh, it is
cube,
0.
Actually.
This is 0. It just doesn't look like 0.
That's horrible 0.
What was the question?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the enemy wave, and we're going to put another one, stagger it on the right here. We're going to do at 5. And again, get rid of this ridiculous number for some reason. And we'll set this one at 30. So now if we hit play, we should progress through the level here, and you'll see the enemy start spawning in on the left.
Oh,
And
there.
then, okay, they're too far to the left. And then enemies start spawning in on the right. Also, this kind of... Yeah. So let's bring those guys in real quick. So enemy wave, we're going to make them 4.
I think we need to make it so that we can actually
4.
move the position of the whole play area to the left and the right.
Yes, because you're seeing the enemies not move with us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not moving the
So
play area.
we can fix that very easily. We just have to make the enemy waves underneath the gameplay area. So now if we hit play, it should...
But won't those also move with the gameplay area now?
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that what you wanted? Because
No,
they
they
weren't
won't
moving
ever
with
get
it before.
activated because they're moving now
Oh.
with the gameplay area.
That's dumb.
We just need to be
Who did
moving
that?
the gameplay area left and right, as well as a consistent movement forward.
Hmm. What's the best way to handle this then?
I would honestly just move it in space, to be completely honest with you.
Define move it in space.
Well,
just
you would
like-
actually be, we're already moving the image. We're moving this thing at a consistent rate, but we should also be moving it to the left and right. We should actually be moving it to the left and
It's
right.
not moving to the left and right?
No,
right now?
because when you press left and right, you're moving the ship, but
Oh,
you
I
aren't
see.
moving the play
Gotcha.
area. So we'd want to be moving the
Gotcha.
activation around
Smart.
as well.
All right, smart. All right. So the gameplay area, how are we doing that? So player movement, is that what's handling this? No, it's not. Gameplay area. So it moves forward. And the background.
I mean,
so here's the
theoretically,
thing.
to be completely honest, you could probably just tie it, have the background area as a child of the ship.
Yeah, you could.
Because the ship's already moving.
But the ship's moving because it's a child of the background area or the gameplay area.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's see what this does just for the
That
fun
is
of it. Let's just see what that
perplexing.
does.
Wow.
So the problem with this is the enemies are still not going to move left or right as you move left or right. See?
Good call. Yeah.
And
Yeah, this is not
Yeah,
a good
this is looking
solution.
really unhappy right now. So
It was almost a good solution.
yeah. So what we actually want is so the player. Okay, so it needs to move the camera and the background. We probably can child these to the player if we make the background bigger.
Well, why don't we just child the? Oh no, that dang it.
Let's try
We
this.
already tried
Hold on,
that.
Let's try this one real quick. So this one, we're moving left and right. There we go.
That's interesting.
We can outpace right now with our vertical movement.
But now, of course, the ship doesn't move around. On
I've
the
never
screen
played a
anymore.
shooter that plays like this.
I
Quite
haven't
frankly,
either.
this is actually kind of cool. So I killed those guys. Let's get that power up and let's move forward and kill these other guys. This is a new type of shooter. This is the I can beat the scroll shooter.
That's weird.
Yeah, haven't played one like this. So let's not worry about this stuff just yet. Let's
Yeah, I think
let's
that's
just
a
play
good
around
idea.
with the stuff with a static enemy layer, and we can adjust it later. There's obviously something we could do to solve that, but I just want to kind of focus on getting a level down on paper first. So
You
so
use
there's the
paper
left
still?
sides. No, not really.
Huh.
It's just a figure of speech. So one of the things I want to do is right now we have the spawners, right? But you can't see them on here unless we select them. So I'm going to actually make sure that they're actually visible in some way. So let's go to the spawn wave. Oh, wait. Spawn wave script. If it's disabled, will it still work? Let's find out.
Will it blend?
Let's find out if this will actually work. So what we want to do is void on draw gizmos. And right now I'm just going to make it draw a square just so that we have something going. So gizmos.color equals red. All right. Color.red. And gizmos.draw cube Actually, let's do... Wait, to draw icon, what does that take? Draw icon. Okay, we have to actually specifically make icons for it. I'm not going to do that. So
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
So draw cube. And actually, let's do draw wire cube. Draw wire cube. Center is transform dot position, and size is 1. Oh, just vector 3.1. So in theory, what this should show is in the editor. Overwrite. Yes, do all those things. I may have to adjust my perforce settings here in a second here. There we go. So you can see now that it has drawn these little red squares to represent where the enemies are spawning in. So now it's a little bit easier to tell that there's something there. It doesn't tell you the type of enemy. We could make it so that it actually, in a fancy world, we'd probably set this up so that it would show an icon and maybe a times,
We don't
like
live
an
in a fancy world?
X6. Not right this second,
No.
But the world gets fancier as we put more into the game. I mean, the honest truth here is, like, when we do this show, we do it an hour at a time. And the fact that we get anything done in an hour sometimes blows my mind. Because it's amazing how quickly you can just dump a day into a project and have it just be gone. The day is gone. And you'll have a lot of stuff. You'll have a lot of new stuff, but it's just like, sometimes it feels like, oh, is that all I got done? And so the fact that we get stuff done is cool, and so the way that we do it right now is we cut a lot of corners. So
Yeah, we do.
So anyway, we've got an enemy wave there. Let's actually make them. I'm gonna bring them in again to -3 because evidently the play area is narrower than I thought it was. Actually, let's do 3.5.
Much
I think they should
smaller.
spawn closer to each other also.
3.5.
I would
I
agree
agree.
with that.
So these guys should be at 25, maybe somewhere around that. Yeah, let's see how that feels real quick. So we're gonna go up here, and they're just gonna be like, "Hey, we're spawning enemies," and then be like, "I'm gonna kill all the enemies and get a power up." And then this one spawns enemies, and they're still too far away to say. Actually, for the first 2 waves, that's probably about right.
No.
If we're going traditional. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Pretty much every shooter starts with a wave on the left, a wave on the right, and then or vice versa, or top and bottom if it's left, Gradius or whatever. And they usually start with a sign scroller or just a line scroller. So I'm just gonna duplicate these guys, move them up. Why is that changing the Z? That's dumb.
It's not technically changing it, is it?
It is, but it's a very infinitesimally small amount. I think it's because it's somehow interpreting my move. Wait, no, I'm using the... Well, if I use global, maybe that'll solve it. Here, let's try that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So, I'm going to undo my move. Now I'm going to move it up. Yeah, that solved it. So, evidently, this rotation
If you use local?
was just enough to make it think that it was off-axis slightly. So,
I'm gonna say that right now. That's
If you
dumb.
use local, even
Yeah.
though it doesn't have a parent right now.
yeah. It's dumb, I know.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, so let's do this one at 35, and then another one at 35. So then we're gonna have a couple enemies just kind of come in at the same time. So this is our first level design course, honestly, for Cooking with Unity ever, which is kind of funny that we've gotten this far without. Well, that's not entirely true. We did some level design in the shooter.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And in the puzzle shooter too. So those guys are too far away at 35. We have 2 enemies. No. Now we've got missiles. It's all cool. We have a game. This actually feels like a game.
It does feel
It's
a little bit like
crazy.
a game.
All right, I'm gonna move these guys in. We're gonna do 30. Looks like they're really close, but evidently it's not that close because we move at a snail's pace. All right, so let's do 2 of those, and then let's just kind of do a little gauntlet real quick, even though it's not much of a gauntlet. So let's do this one at 35, and then do another 2. Copy and paste these, move them up to 40. And let's just do all 3 at once there. And then let's bring in a boss of some kind. So right now we've got these enemy wave things.
I'm going to be a boss.
It's kind of designed for waves, but we can make them for anything really. So let's go ahead and try making a boss. So we have this boss yellow UFO thing. Is he actually, like if I... Oh, he has not been saved. Interesting. Let's do that. Let's hit
Save him.
apply on that and hit save project so that he updates his prefab. And let's go ahead and delete him from the scene. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into enemy wave.
Let's put those on a parent, so they're not just sitting
Put what's on a
in
parent.
the middle of all of the enemy waves.
Okay. If you would like to.
So they're just more organized.
They don't need to be organized. They're enemy waves.
Level part 1. Let's just call it that.
How do you expect them to defeat the player if they're unorganized?
Disorganized.
They just know what's
If
up.
they're disorganized.
Disorganized.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we're going to take all these guys. I'm going to call them, put this into level part 1. This will allow it so that we can have multiple parts of the level, and we'll have the parts separated by bosses. So I'm going to have, I'm going to call this last one called boss wave, even though it's not really a wave. And this guy is going to only spawn 1. And
You should
he's
make him
going
spawn more than
to-
one, just for fun.
Well, we'll do that in a second, but let's just make him right first. And we're going to make him a boss yellow UFO. And if we hit play on this, let's see how things actually work.
We should put a couple of enemy waves behind him also, so that if you take too long fighting
Yeah,
him,
more enemies
start
come.
showing up.
That's a good
I'm
idea.
down with that. So let's kill those guys. Power up. Power up! Alright.
Rocket launcher.
Rocket Launcher. No, that's the next power up. Rocket Launcher. There we go. Just destroying enemies before they even get on screen. Alright, we have a boss.
Bullets go way up there.
So our boss AI probably needs to be modified slightly. And actually, where the heck is he?
He's not visible, apparently.
So where is he actually? Let's pause this and see what's going on. Oh, he killed me!
I bet his,
I bet she's turned in some direction. So we go to our boss yellow UFO clone, and if I switch this not to 2D, there he is! He's shooting a horrible array of lasers
Oh, wow,
right
yeah,
into
he
the
is.
scene. Alright, so that is probably because I think the way that we set this up is it's whatever his settings are in here that determines his facing. So the enemy one is 90 degrees. I would imagine we have to do the same thing for
the boss.
our
as well.
boss yellow UFO. So we're going to set this to 90 degrees. And
That's funny.
so what we're going to do is I'm going to save scene, save project, hit play. Also, I don't think his bullets are set to actually destroy themselves properly, or at least it didn't look that way. Oh, wait, no, it probably didn't look that way because they were going into and out of the scene. So it's just
Correct.
like, oh yeah, I've got a lot that I need to not destroy, so... But yeah, this is a very simple way to set up a level editor, at least level editing via Unity. I did have someone request in-game level editor at some point, which I think we will tackle at some point, but it is non-trivial. So
Yes, it's very
there's a lot of detail work that
difficult
goes
to
into that.
set
So
that stuff up.
nope, he's still happily spinning. It looks so pretty.
It does. I want to see it actually in the game, though.
I know, me too. He's there though. I can
Pause
I
it
can hit
real
him.
quick.
All right, pause it.
So let's adjust him so he's showing appropriately
Alright, so-
in the game, so we know what to adjust it to outside of the game.
I think it's because this has. Why does the wave itself have a rotation?
Do all the waves have that?
I'm wondering that now.
You have to stop because they're all dead.
Oh yeah, they're dead. All right, so
I think they're all dead.
yeah, they all have a rotation thingy.
Weird. Why?
Wait.
position, not the rotation.
Oh, this somehow inherited some stupidity somewhere. So 3.
It inherited stupidity.
Yes, it did. And then do all these have to be moved over some stupid amount? Yes. All right. So this should be 0 probably. All right. Hold on. How am I going to fix this? So what had happened is when we dragged this in, level part 1 had a transform position thing, and so now everything's like fighting that.
Oh, just drag everything off, change it back to 0, and then drag everything back on.
Good idea. All right, let me undo the things I just did first of all. All right, so drag everything off. This is your fault.
Who?
Who do you think? Not you.
I don't know. Whose fault?
The ruined world.
Oh, we're gonna start blaming the audience now. He hasn't even done anything wrong.
He hasn't. No, he's just
So
been here. He
nice.
just said, "I'm here."
A ruined world just showed up in our channel and just
A ruined
proclaimed
world appeared.
itself.
A wild, ruined world appeared.
So these things have.
They're still at 180, aren't they?
Yeah, so what does this spawn wave actually do? It does it based on... Oh, it's not based on the prefab transform rotation, it's based on this transform rotation. So, do we want it that way? Yeah, probably. That may make the most sense. So these enemy waves are all facing that way. This one is also facing that way, but for some reason when the boss gets... So let's see how enemy 1 looks here. So enemy 1 has a rotation 270 there. Boss Yo UFO doesn't have a parent. So that's our problem. We need to actually parentize this, I think. So I'm going to drag one of these guys in here. I'm going to create a empty game object. We're going to call this Boss Yellow UFO. And then I'm going to call this one Boss Level UFO Geometry, even though it's not really geometry, you know. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to drag this in here, and I think I'm going to drag these turrets out to
That
this
seems
level.
appropriate. That seems appropriate.
And then if we go to our enemy 1, it has a 90-0-0. This has a 90-0-0 now. That might just work.
What about the object itself?
Not sure if these
the
are
geometry.
facing the right way anymore.
I'm not either.
Let's find out. Alright, so I'm just going to create a new prefab out of this so that we have our old one to go back to. I'm going to call this Boss Yellow UFO newish. Delete. Now we're going to go back to our boss wave, change it to use the newish version. And we'll see if this solves or... why is that not on Do Not Disturb?
I do not know.
There we go. Alright, so...
That was a close one.
That was a close one. That was a real close
one.
one. Almost died from one of the sine wave enemies. That's just embarrassing.
Would you have been able to live with yourself if you died by the sine
Nope,
wave?
I don't think I would have. Nope, it's still just as happily not in the same way as before.
What the crap?
Alright, so let's look at... So we're doing rotation 90, 180. So if I bring in the newish boss level UFO and I bring it in with a 90 and 180 here. That looks like it's right.
It's way off, though.
It's because it's way off. Oh, wait, no, it's because probably we did something really dumb. Yes, we did some dumb stuff. Let's bring these back out. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's fix this so that... Okay, there's no offsets now. We're going to grab our thingies again. Put them back into here. Actually, the turrets do need to be underneath this, don't they? Because this is where the animator's actually living. Although I think I should make the animator live up here now.
I agree.
Though I'm not sure. I'm not going to do it right now.
I think that's a better place for him to be, though.
Yeah. And actually, something else we want to do is enemy health, hit effect, death effect, enemy gib. So this doesn't actually let us choose something to destroy, it just destroys a game object. So that means we're going to be leaving this thing high and dry. So logic should probably move up a level. Yeah, let's try that. So let's just move all of these up. Copy component. The nice thing that was called move up there actually doesn't do what we want it to do. That would have been so nice if move up did that, but what it does is just moves them up here, which, you know, I mean, if you're reorganizing things, I guess that's good. Let's copy component, paste component values. Paste the component is new, rather. So we've got the enemy health.
There's an animator.
I already did the animator. That was the first thing I did.
Animator.
And then we need a sphere collider, copy component, paste component values, or paste component is new. And then we get rid of all these things except for the sprite renderer. Remove component, remove component, remove component. Just have everything. Looks like it's right. It's a different order, but I'm sure it's fine. Why is this? Oh, wait, it doesn't have an avatar. That's right. All right. And now we hit apply here, even though we lost the prefab. It totally regains it. It's just fine. See, everyone, it's going to be just fine. All right. And why does it still seem like it's way off?
I do not know. Well, it's at negative 41. Why? That's appropriate, isn't it? I'm so confused on what's going on with that.
Alright, so I think I just want to zero these out and it should all just work. Okay, that looks promising. It's an area that we can now see it in the screen now when it's at 000. So I'm going to hit apply one more time. We're going to delete this thing and I'm going to give it, so I think it's already set to use it. Yep, let's give it one more shot here. And actually, just to make things go a little bit faster, I'm going to move our gameplay area up to meet our boss.
Hopefully without dying.
We'll find out.
Fire, fire!
Oh no! Guess I get some chances to get some. Oh!
Well,
Looking
it's closer.
Well, it's closer. It's rotating a different way than we usually have it, but it definitely is there. We can definitely hit it.
Let him live.
All right.
I think you're gonna pass him. I think he needs to get parented to the
Yeah.
gameplay area at
Yeah.
some point.
Look at that cool
that is
pattern,
so
though.
cool.
I love games. Games are fun. Alright, so obviously when we moved around stuff on the animation, we broke some stuff. So let's see what we got here. Can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs, so let's see how we broke those eggs. So the problem is this thing's using an animation that was intended for the thing below it. I think I am going to go ahead and move the animator back down for right now and then not worry about it. I think this will just fix it, no problems. We're going to delete this one, otherwise we're going to have some really interesting patterns. And let's hit play again. Get our power-ups, alright. Nope, that did not fix it. Alright, so there goes. Oh wait, that didn't fix it because I didn't apply this. Let's try that one more time. It still might not work. I'm 50-50 on this one. It might work. Or it might just totally not be looking at us at all again. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe we're fighting the animator for
It's very possible.
the way that it's organized. Yeah.
You might have to account for that in the animator.
That's the old one. Let's grab the new one more time. So I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna go for the old one real quick. I just want to see what happens here. And if we put this at 0, 0, 0, and we put our player gameplay area back to 0, 0, 0, and we look at our boss yellow UFO, and why is it under game manager? That doesn't make sense. And we rotate it in so that it's happy.
Is it happy though?
So let's see if this one actually still works like it did. Okay, it does. All right. So since it's happy at 0, 0, 0, I'm going to delete this thing. We're going to go to boss wave. We're going to change it to back to the old boss yellow UFO, and we're going to set this to 0, 0. I'm going to put this at 0 just to make sure that it works. And we're going to hit play, and it's totally going to work. Yay, it's working. Okay, that was a lot easier.
Yeah, it is.
And where was this guy before? 45? Somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Let's see if that looks right. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And let's move all of these guys down just... let's not do that. Let's move the gameplay area up just a tad.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright.
There we go. Power-ups.
I think we're going to have to make our enemies take more hits considering how ridiculously overpowered we are.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty ridiculously overpowered.
Just
seeking missiles.
Blip. Blip.
I think we need more enemies.
The seeking missiles hardly do anything because the
Alright, so we have a horrible boss.
lasers kill everything immediately.
Oh no, I was still killed.
Yeah, that boss is tough.
I'm gonna save the scene, save the project. Yeah, this boss is certainly interesting so far.
So I'm looking
Just
at the
sit in the
patterns
center.
on the game view, and
Yeah.
that looks awesome.
Yeah, it does.
It actually looks like the brand from Berserk over and over and over
It does.
again.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Alright.
This is not an easy boss, is it?
No, he's not. And he's gonna...
Oh god, I forgot about this.
Die, boss. You don't belong in this world. Oh no! I killed him!
Oh,
I am the
man.
champion!
Look at the dot pattern on
Yeah,
that.
things
That's awesome.
everywhere.
That's so cool. Alright, so let's call this level 1 for right now. Even though we call it level 1 part 1, we're going to... Let's make it so that this transitions to another level
That
or
is
does
a
some
good
sort
idea.
of thingy. Honestly, what we should have... what we need to have is boss intros. We should spend a whole, 6 hours just making some sort of, Radiant Silver Gun-esque warning, warning, large craft approaching, just...
awesome.
Yeah, just, all his texts have, clues and stuff how to beat the boss. And,
that would be so good.
Radiant Silver Gun
and then make it
does that
explode
the
for,
best.
30 minutes afterwards.
That is the best one that I've seen, is the Radiant Silver Gun one.
I may have to pull up a video just so that people know. Hold on.
We probably won't be able to hear anything.
I'm just not going to talk over it. We're just going to
Do you
do
think
it.
we'll get any weird rights issues?
Maybe. Who cares at this point? We'll just
we
have
should
no
just mute
advertisement
it.
on this
Why don't
one.
we just mute it?
But the sound is part of it. Radiant Silver Gun.
Warning, warning, boss.
There's 30 bosses every second, so I'm sure that we'll have a boss very quickly. I'll mute it for right now, and then I'll find a boss. So there's a boss right. Here's our first boss.
It's my favorite boss warning screen, by far.
Wait. Oh, this is a much longer video than I thought it was.
Yes, it is. It's
Okay.
a full playthrough.
So, and I think I've confused YouTube. There we go. So we're gonna get right here.
正面からの戦闘はでき
I'm going to talk over this for just a moment. It's right after these guys, I think.
だけであることに違いはない。正面からの戦闘はできる限り避けねばならぬのだ。
And that's how you do
Be
a boss
attitude
intro.
for gains.
Yes, I do love Be Attitude for Gains.
I had that on my Xbox Live profile
It
for a really
fit
long
exactly,
time.
right? It was like
Yeah,
exactly
it
the
was
right number
perfect,
of characters. Yeah.
Be attitude for gains.
So we should do that at some point. Although I think we might have to do like a special, like on a weekend
That
to do that
would
because
take a long
I
time.
just an hour is not enough to just do even that screen. I know that sounds stupid, but it's
that
true.
screen is a lot going on.
Yeah,
all
so-
at once.
So, but it's that kind of thing that like adds style to a game and actually adds like production value to a game. Like all the
Lonebeard says this isn't even my final form for the yellow UFO bots. That's awesome.
it didn't get to its final form, did it?
No, it didn't.
No. All right, so let's make it so that when we kill the boss, the level ends in some way.
Why don't we do two things?
What are the two
We should
things you
make
want
the
to do?
enemies actually survive more than one hit.
All right, let's do that. So, what are enemies looking like?
We might have a really simple script on them, though.
One. Yeah, we just have give on trigger, but we have a better script than that now. So, if we go to enemy 1, I'm going to actually create a new one called enemy 2. That way we kind of have a progression here. So these guys are going to look the same, but they're going to work a little differently. We're going to just make them have, instead of give on trigger, we're going to remove this component. And we're going to instead place...
Is it
what
the
does
one that we're using on the boss?
have? He has enemy health. There we go. So we will do enemy health instead. So add component enemy health. We're going to hit apply.
Oh, we have death effect, which is...
Yep. And so we can do the same thing that we did before. So enemy gib, just throw that on here. And hit effect.
I don't even think we'd need that.
What
do
if
we?
we? Well,
What if we have nothing then?
let's put a little something there.
No,
So
let's
that
do nothing. Just see what happens.
all right, fine. It'll look fine. You'll barely notice it in either case. But
Okay, fine. We'll just do the thing then.
what was this guy using for it?
Oh.
He probably just is using like, what is he using for it? Enemy damage effect. Okay.
Give effect. Give.
Yeah. Enemy damage effect.
Give him enemy damage.
That's not what I wanted. I want enemy damage effect on here. Let's try 10. Let's just give that a shot.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
probably excessive, but let's see. This game, because the enemies have so much health, this is more like a Einhander style game where like even the
Oh, I like
little
Einhander.
Oh, what? Where was that guy from? Oh yeah, sorry. So let's
You
apply that to this
created
guy.
him.
Let's delete him, and then let's make sure that our enemy waves actually use these guys now. So we want these guys to spawn enemy 2 now. So if we hit play now, we'll have a little bit tougher enemies to deal with. So it's like, there, that's much. Whoa, why did
Whoa,
that spawn
what?
down there?
What? I don't understand.
What did we change that would affect that?
Does enemy 2 have some weird?
I was thinking that's the only thing that I could think of.
Because it spawns at the last
Yeah,
enemy.
let's
doesn't
look. Alright, so enemy 2 doesn't look like it's badly parented. Let's zero these out just in case that matters. It shouldn't. Let's delete this and then let's try it again, see what happens.
That's
Breaking
weird.
things.
Apparently.
By the way, this is the reason that, like, when you're working on a project, like, I especially stress this if you're working on, like, a company, if you make a change, test your change before you check it in. Just do that for
Oh, yeah.
people, because it's nice. It's nice when it doesn't have to go all the way through the QA process, and then QA's like, why did you do this to us? And it's like, you could have just known that this was a problem. Alright, so, yeah, that's weird that it's doing that. But at least it does seem like we get to see a little bit more of the enemies. It's still, even with 10 hits, we're saturating the world with fire. But
I actually think the boss is not powerful enough.
yeah,
either.
probably not. Probably not. So let's see what we're doing here. What is going on that's causing... So if we go to spawn wave, how does this work? It instantiates... So last enemy position, when does that get set? That's on dead. Oh, I don't
Oh,
think
that
we're
was-
setting
that
dead.
was-
Dead's
yeah.
a function. So I think right now, if we go to Gib on trigger, it does a send message. Here we go. So we need to make sure this is applied to our other one. So what is it called? We're going to enemy health, I think is what we called it. Yes. So on here, we want to also make sure that we're dead. So this should fix that little problem. Yay. Theoretically. So we're going to shoot down these guys. Yeah.
There you go.
Looks like it solved our problem. Then we're going to just mow down those guys. And then these guys are going to just be like super easy.
They need more hits.
Okay. And then we'll kill those guys easily. And then we'll just start.
Oh
blasting
wow,
through
that's
here.
pretty awesome.
And here's our boss.
Like a boss. I want to see what else it does. I forgot what
All
this
right.
thing does.
It does the pattern that we saw from what is it called?
We still have to,
Cyveriar.
we still have to parent him to the gameplay area once he gets.
Yeah, to a certain point. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the third thing
Oh
that he
yeah, I
does.
like that one.
And then we're like, oh no!
Yeah, it should be moving around a little bit more, shouldn't it?
Maybe we don't have
Well,
to
look at
parent
the
him if he gets to
pattern
that at the end.
On the
and-
left, that's awesome. Patterns are cool.
They are. I like patterns.
And were we going to put some enemy 2 waves after him, so if you fight him long enough, other enemies start showing up again?
Maybe. All right, so let's first make it so that we can parent these guys to... How are we going to do that? Because when we spawn him, he comes in from the top of the screen, but we don't want him to stay at the top of the screen. We want him to kind of move center. I think the best way to do this would be to actually animate him in using his animator and parent him immediately when he spawned.
Possible. Yeah.
Let's give that a shot. This will also tie into however we do our boss intro type stuff, so to some extent. So if we go to our boss yellow UFO, I'm gonna put him in here. And what were we gonna do? So right now he has this animator thingy, and so he has slow rotate. He starts in, fast rotate back and forth. I'm going to create a new animation for him where he moves. How big is the screen? I don't know. We'll just have him move
I
like
really
negative
don't
20.
know.
So I'm just going to go into. Do we have an animation? No. Okay, so window animation. Alright, so let's put this somewhere we can see it. I'll put it up here for right now. And no, actually I want to be able to see the scene at the same time, so let's put it here. And let's get rid of this preview window, because there's already kind of a magic preview window that shows up anyway. So,
Magic preview.
so rotate 360, move back and forth, move around. So what we're going to do is, so the way this guy works is he doesn't move around all the time. So if we go back to our animator, you'll see that we have this new layer does move around, and it does it with a full weight, and it just overrides, which evidently is what we wanted. And I mean, it's working, so that's important.
It gets out of its
So
seat
and then the base
jumps around.
base layer does this stuff. So what I think we should do is, let's keep this the same actually, and let's make it so that this one has two states. We're going to create a new state called I'm going to create a new clip. We're going to call this move into position. And so move around. What does this one actually look? So did that put that on the base layer? Okay, it did. Let's delete that from the base layer. Put it on the new layer.
It's already on there.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
So, oh wait, what did
I'm confused.
it created it? Right? I'm not move into position. All right. So I'm just gonna do this. There we go. And this is going to be our default state, and we're going to make a transition to move around. And move around, we're going to do at exit time of 1.0 F. And so because I don't like these bars that they've done here, I found a way that satisfies my OCD better. If you switch this to debug, we can actually make sure that the transition duration is 0.
Oh, wow.
And then we switch it back to normal, and you'll see that it actually affected this stuff. So, so that should make it so that this will end after the end of the animation. Now I want to actually look at move around just to see what this does. So if
Move
we look
around
at
just moves into places.
so it's
doesn't it?
yes 5. So it moves the Y between 0 and 5 through this whole course of movements. So let's have this thing move in. Let's try 20 first. So we're going to go to move into position. And we're going to look at the inspector for our Bossiello UFO. And we're just going to set the Z to... Oh, this is probably not going to work. Because it's relative to the other thing. I want to see what it does anyway. We'll just do -20 here. And... at 60 here, 1 full second, we'll set it to, well, actually I want this to be -20. -20, and then this one will be 0. I have a feeling this is not going to work the way that we want it to. So let's see what happens if I hit apply here. And we delete this, and we go play. So, I'm going to go through our enemies. I probably should have started us further up.
Oh, well.
Problem with starting further up is, again, in the testing problem. If you are working on a project with someone else, and you always test the game by moving things around and doing other things like that, eventually you're going to miss things that are really obvious if you're playing right through.
Yep.
Not saying that you shouldn't use cheats or you shouldn't do this stuff. So it looks like it's moving into position, although I don't know why it's not rotating
Spinning.
at this point. Let's see what it's actually doing. So, what did you decide to do?
Murder face.
Yeah, evidently he did decide to murder my face. Why am I not seeing his animator stuff here? Got so many lasers. Alright. We definitely broke something really bad. Alright, I'm going to just make one and put him at 0 real quick, just see what's going on. So, if we hit play on him, and we do... Whoa, what happened there?
He died because you placed him at 0?
Yeah, but why didn't I see him?
Because he has a rotation of 90 for some reason.
Oh. Alright, so let's move him up a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit play. And I'm going to pause. I'm going to go to the Bossiello UFO, and we're going to double click on this thing. We're going to see what the heck is going on here. So if we unpause here, why is none of this doing anything?
I do not know.
Probably should have checked in something into Perforce before now, so that we could have rolled this back. Because I definitely broke something vital. Alright, I'm going to try... Oh, it's not enabled.
I would explain it.
Why wasn't it enabled?
I do not know.
Let's see what it does now. That's what I thought. It snaps at the end back to the
Yeah, I
start
kind of
thing.
figured that was going to be the
Yeah,
case as well.
yeah. So yeah, this is not going to work for us the way that we're setting this up. I'm going
No.
to just delete this stuff again. Delete. We're going to make this the default again. I'm going to make sure that everything still works. That actually is probably going to be fine because this isn't really part of the boss itself. It's separate, and then I'm going to make sure that this is set. Alright. So I'm going to go back to our scene, hit play. Just want to make sure that everything still kind of works the way that we expect it to.
You could put an animator on the wave spawner for the boss, so that the wave spawner that he's a child of
Mm-hmm.
moves down, and then
Oh,
when
that's a
that's
good point.
done animating, it activates the animation
This is
on the
true.
boss or something.
That's one way we could go.
That is a way you could do things.
Alright, so looks like it's operating appropriately again. So at this point I'm going to hedge my bets a little bit and actually use Perforce.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea.
Honestly, if it was doing my if I was doing this stuff on my own projects, I would have probably checked in 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spend all of the time doing that. So
Oh, man.
so we're going to do reconcile offline work.
Well, there's only
And-
like 8 minutes more. I'm probably not going to leave early now.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Thank you. Thank you for staying the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have my computer. That's why I'm not...
All right, so we modified design level. That's true. We modified the UFO controller. That's true, but we kind of modified it back. We move into position. We did that stuff.
Yeah, so
we
looks
yeah.
appropriate.
This looks good. Some work on level 1. All right, so back to where we're at. So we've got 7 minutes. What's something? So do we want to fix the
Oh, we make a quick and dirty level 2.
quick and dirty level 2?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's make it so that if let's make it so that when boss wave dies, it goes to the next level. So let's make a quick script for this. Do we have a level load at all here? Doesn't look like it. Good. So we're gonna make our first kind of level loady thing. So load level on destroy. Let's give this a shot. So all we're going to do is public string level name equals mit, and we're going to void on destroy. This is going to be temporary until we have more like of a blow up effect for our boss and stuff. But on destroy, we will application.load level name. All right, and what I'm going to do for now is we're just going to use the same level. We're just going to use infinite scroll level to test this script first. So we're going to go to load level and destroy. We're going to put on boss wave, and we're going to use level name infinite scroll level. Oh, sorry, designed level. Save scene, save project. Well, I'll go to build settings and let's add this scene to it just in case. That sometimes matters when you're doing level loads. So I'm going to save scene, save project one more time, and theoretically, if we destroy our boss, his wave thing should automatically destroy itself, and... Here, I want to pause real quick. I want to focus on the player. Where is the player? was close. All right. Had a lot of faith in my bullets there. So.
I like that the power-ups come towards you.
Yeah, we kind of went...
It's like the exact opposite of every game that I've ever played.
I've played a couple games where the power-ups are helpful.
I know Raiden kind of like
tends
that.
to do that, yeah. Or at least they stay on the screen for a good long time for you to pick them up. Mostly because they actually cycle what they do for you, so there's an advantage sometimes to cycling through everything. So I'm going to destroy this guy, and theoretically we should instantaneously... Yep, there we go. We loaded our quote-unquote new level. It's the same level, but it's a new level. And actually we could probably prove this new level just by using the infinite scroll level, which is much stupider than this one. But what could we do? Let's create a new level. Let's just do it real quick. I'm just going to duplicate our designed level. We're going to call this designed level 2.
Yeah, that's a good idea, so at least we can...
I'm going to now build settings, add this one to it as well. And let's differentiate our level. Let's do a classic one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the background here, and we're going to change the color. There we go. Now we have a new level. That's all you need. Back in the old days, that's all you needed to do, right? So
palette swap.
So now we're going to go to designed level. We're going to go to our boss. We're going to make sure that he loads designed level 2. And let's go ahead and go to designed level 2. We'll save that. Go to our boss, and it's going to load designed level, which it already was. So save scene, save project, load designed level. Whoops, this is... Wait, why is designed level red?
You changed the color on the material, so it changed it in both scenes.
Dang it. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go to gameplay area, background. And this one's called Purple Star Background. I'm going to find this.
I'm going to find you.
I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you.
Alright, Purple Star Background. And let's duplicate this material. We're going to call this Red Star Background. And we're going to go into our Purple Star Background and switch this back to white, which will make it purple because it was already kind of purple and not red. Wanted to use all the words as much as possible. And then we're going to go to Designed Level 2, and we're going to change the background material to be Red Star Background. And so now they should be 2 distinct scenes. Yay. So I'm just going to quickly kill these guys, and we'll just go through 2 loops. And I think this is probably going to call it a night on this one. I actually am pretty happy with how this turned out tonight.
Me too.
Certainly better than our planet exploration.
Don't worry about that.
I'm not worried about it. I do worry, but I'm not worried about it like you think that I'm worried about it. I actually am excited about that one just because it's the harder stuff is always brutal at the start, but it's always really rewarding when we get something working. So
I agree.
I think we got more done than it felt like we had gotten done.
Yeah, I think that too.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yay, it died, and we're on planet Red now. Yay! And this level is bizarre and very strangely similar. I know what we're gonna do to make this level better. We're going to go to enemy waves, and we're going to make them take... oh, wait, no. So
more
enemy
hits.
2, yeah, let's go to enemy 2, and we'll make an enemy 3. Prefabs. Duplicate.
I like that we have just the same enemies, but they just keep going up in health.
These guys are going to take 100 hits each.
Wow.
And I'm going to do a duplicate in boss level UFO. We're going to call him boss level UFO 2. And this guy we're going to have 2,000 health.
Yeah.
Can you? Where is the scroll speed of the gameplay area set?
Let's look in just a second here. Boss level UFO 2. So where's the what set?
The scroll
The
speed.
scroll speed of the gameplay area.
That's in here. Just move forward. Set to 1.
So why don't we set it to 1.5?
Good idea. Alright, this is going to be considerably harder, I think. So, file save scene.
Yeah, I
project,
doubt you're going to be able to kill anything.
I think I can get through this whole thing.
I think you can kill something. I don't know if you'll make it to the end.
Oh dear. This isn't looking
Just
good.
keep
Okay.
backing up.
guess I can keep backing up for a little while, can't I? Oh, I must have hit something.
The only way
No.
you're gonna get a power up.
All right, so that's too much. I did return and
their-
it did something badly.
The hit points.
Oh God.
We've been saving the whole way, so I'm not too worried. But all right, so I'm going to force quit. Let's see what we lost. Don't quite know what happened there.
I don't know.
Project. All right, so what are we doing? Let's just see what happens. We go to design level 2. First of all, I'm going to go to the enemy waves, and we're going to make these guys. Oh wait, no, that's not
They're
what it
already
said.
enemy 3s, aren't they?
Yeah, they're enemy 3s, so we need to set enemy 3s to be less ridiculous. So we did
20.
10 before. Let's do just double. Let's do
Yeah.
30. Let's do triple.
Fine.
All right, save scene, save project.
We should have tripled the boss.
Now I'm curious. When I swear it was because I died and hit enter that it screwed. Oh, I know what happened. It's because it loaded another level and it destroyed the boss because the boss was active and it caused a problem. So, so we'll have to change that from an on destroy call, which we wanted to do anyway. But so this is the stuff that it ended up losing was just like the window layout buttons and stuff.
We should do that next time.
All right. So there we go. This is doable.
Yeah, that's at least doable now.
You should go from scene 1.
All the
so
way
we have
through.
direct comparison.
All right.
What in the world is going on with those missiles?
I don't know. They found something that they're
They're
unhappy
very
with.
interested in that, whatever it is.
What you need is to have the missiles. Well, I guess the missiles probably destroy themselves when they hit something, don't they?
Oh dear. There's no way I can beat this guy unless I go down here. Keep shooting.
I'm surprised you're still alive without being able to see what you're trying to.
I'm not
dodge.
live now. You jinxed
All
it.
right.
Alright. That's good enough for me tonight.
Agreed.
So, save scene, save project,
Let's check it in real quick.
check it in, quit, do it all. Reconcile offline work.
You should just call it level 2.
And we should just call it level 2. What? Alright.
That's awesome.
And thank you for joining us tonight. Sorry that I have been absent so many times. That I've been really busy at work. Actually, Phil's been really busy at work
Yes,
too.
I
He
have.
has stuff that he has to do tomorrow. So, and thank you for hanging in there for the
Oh, yeah.
episode. Appreciate it. And thank you for hanging in there for the episode. Appreciate it.
Everything worked because you stayed.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Oh, I mean, no, it's not true.
So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that doesn't start with a C, or does, whatever, email me, pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Drakfire. That's DRAKFYRE. And you should buy Phil's game, Robot Alone. It's 99 cents on iOS, and it's fun.
Thanks. Hey, you can email me if you really want to. Chances are high that I don't know, nothing's gonna come of it. Anyway, you can tweet me. That's a little bit better. And you can tweet me. That's at Magmalemur on the Twitter.
He likes Twitter.
You can send me an email at philip@protosoftworks.com. But follow me on Twitter. Twitter's much better. It's good times. And you should donate to Cooking with Unity. Do it.
Yes,
What are you
Again.
waiting for?
well, they're probably waiting for me to actually say, yeah, I've shipped things out, and I'm not a sleazeball that just takes your money and then doesn't give you swag in return, because I currently am. I will I have time this weekend? I think I will actually have time this weekend, for real. See, I don't know, maybe. I haven't every other weekend so far, even though I thought I would. So, but yeah, gonna try to get the swag orders done at some point, and then maybe I will turn off the swag for a while after that, just because obviously I'm not up to date on that. We'll see. We'll play it by ear on that. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode, and you guys have a great night.
Have a good night.